Welcome back to another episode of Barstools and Billboards podcast. With me here is the Red Oaks. They are from Georgia. They right now are an independent group, and if you haven't heard of them, I guarantee you won't forget them. So go and listen to them. And with me here is Lane, the lead singer, Michael, the drummer, and I don't want to butcher it. What is
Payson.
Payson? And Michael, the drummer, and Payson, which is the electric guitarist. If y'all don't mind, let's do a roll call and y'all step up and come out of your comfort zones and introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Lane. I'm the lead singer. I also play acoustic and rhythm.
I'm Payson Sullivan. I play the electric guitar.
I'm Michael Campbell and I play drums.
So, guys, how did it all start for y'all? When did you first find your love for country music and wanted to get into it and do it full time?
So I'd say for me, I've always been into music. It's always been something that's helped me in many situations in my life when I'm happy, when I'm sad. My mom was always playing music, so it's something I just grew up to. Honestly, never a second where I wasn't listening to music unless I was in class and I wasn't able to. But I did church choir growing up. I sang on my own time, and I just fell in love with it. But I couldn't do anything with just my voice. So I looked at my dusty old guitar in the corner of my room one day, and I was like, I'm finally gonna do it. And more of my singing's my instrument, and the guitar helps me make that music. So started doing that, started falling in love with the guitar. My first song I ever learned was Beautiful Crazy by Luke Combs. Then Lady May by Tyler Childers. After that, just kept on doing it and just progressively got more and more into it as the years have come.
Okay, so Michael, what's your backstory? When did you start playing the drums?
So I was about 5 when I got my first kit. So I never really knew the story until about a couple months ago. So when I was 2, Dad said I was rocking around the house. None of my parents are in the music background. None of my family is. He said I was just walking around about 2, just start beating on things. And then growing up, my uncle had a kit. He couldn't play well, and so he gave me the kit, and I've been playing since about 5.
Okay, Payson, when did you learn how to play the guitar, and when did you fall in love with the guitar?
I would say I learned how to play when I was 12, but growing up, my dad had an old hunting club, and every year around deer season, he'd have a bunch of buddies up, and they'd be drinking, playing some Skinner around the campfire. So I just grew up listening to that, and eventually, I think I just picked up the guitar one day and just started strumming on a little bit, trying to play it. And my dad taught me some stuff here and there, and I just fell in love with it. I originally, my first instrument I learned was piano. Um, so I fell in love with music that way, and then I eventually was like, I need to learn how to play guitar. It's so many people in my family play it, and eventually just learned and kept on with it, and I'm here now.
I got you. So how did y'all get to meet each other, and how did y'all become the Red Oaks?
So I would say Payson can actually tell this story pretty well when we first met, if you want to tell him that.
So um, one night, just a regular old night, went out to this bar called Fifth Quarter, and I was drinking and saw him playing. And I had just gotten out of playing with Will Mosley. We had been a band for a couple months, and we all kind of fell apart just with like life, and everybody was graduating college and moving on and doing life. And so after that, I was just itching to be back in the band scene. And when I saw him playing, he had 2 guitars up on stage, and went up to him and asked if I could play a song with him. And he told me, uh, not tonight, but give me your contact info and we can hook up, jam, and go on from there. And I hit him up. We practiced one day, and he was like, are you free tonight? And I was like, I think so. Why? He was like, you want to play a gig with me tonight? I'm like, yeah, sure. So one thing led to another, and we just kept on playing. And eventually, we really wanted to start up a band, and went from drummer to bassist, drummer to bassist, drummer to bassist, and finally we found Michael, and he loved it. So he stuck with us, and we eventually just became the Red Oaks.
I got you. And Michael, what's your backstory? How did you get involved with it?
So I was actually in another band with a guy named Josh Bruin. He's from Savannah. We were playing bars, and I was actually at my parents' house when I got a call about 10:30 from my buddies. Oh, he asked if I could come play with Lane, and so Lane tried to get him to come play. He was on tour playing guitar with Cole Goodwin out with Zach Top, and so he gave me Lane's number. We practiced, I think, next week, and the chemistry was already there, and it's been a blast with these guys. I love playing with them.
I got you in Lane. I mean, it's all evolved around you. Did y'all sit down and come up with the name, the Red Oaks, or was it already established?
So we were just going with the Lane Whitten band at first, but it wasn't. One, my last name is pretty difficult to spell. I've had so many venues over the years spell my last name wrong, and we wanted something that was easy to look up, easy to have access to. Um, so we were sitting there, we were trying to come up with a band name. Me and Payson would go out to the bar and actually say, we're going to go out tonight and we're going to figure out a name. Because if we sat there just in our living room, nothing would happen. We would write stuff on the little napkins, and we would keep talking about stuff, and nothing just seemed to click. But it seemed like the trend that just kept coming on is they wanted to have something to do with red because my hair is red.
Yeah.
So we kept coming up with names. We would say like Red Pines, Red this, Red that. And then we were thinking about it more, and it's just Oaks. And we finally said Red Oaks, and we thought about it for a little bit, and we just kept coming back to that name. We were like, this is it. This is the one that fits us the best. Oak tree, red, my hair, Michael. It fits. It flows well. It kind of has that southern drawl to it. It has that Georgia feel, like we want people to feel when they hear our name. So finally stuck with that.
I got you. And I'll go ahead and throw this in there. Something about me. It's just a band isn't just the players, right? Andrew, where's Andrew?
Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, come here.
You want on your lap, Lane? Not necessarily.
Andrew needs to be included because I think he deserves it. He's played a big part, especially with the entire podcast thing right here. Andrew, why don't you introduce yourself and tell me how you got involved with the band?
Yeah, my name's Andrew. I've been in entertainment management for a while now. Toured with a TV company for a while. Got to meet cool people. Was like working with Carrie Underwood and stuff like that. And then the music just kind of slowly kept coming into place. And we're down here in Statesboro, playing at the Blue Room with Old 60. And I was doing their media for that concert. And Lane met me in the back, and just the kind of guy Lane is. He's just he perseveres through anything, and he really wants music to take off. And I saw him countless times after time. You found the guy, and you're like, "Yo, my name's Lane," and just wanted to introduce himself. And so he introduced himself to me. And there's something about a kind of person like that that knows what they want to do and how to do it, and they'll get it done. And I was like, I want to work with you. And so we've been working, I guess, and next week will be about 2 months that we've been working together, and the band's only been formed for a month and a half actually. And so we've been pushing through, and we have had about close to 250,000 views in the last 2 months I've been here, and it's been fun. Played probably close to 6 shows now at least. And yeah, it's been a real good time, but definitely enjoy hanging out with these guys. It's therapeutic to just sit in the backyard during band practice and hearing them play. And every once in a while, give them a song I've been listening to, and I go, play this one for me. But I disguise it as something that I think the crowd will like. So
little bit of spotlight on Andrew, behind the scenes guy, deserves some credit.
Yeah, I forgot to say what I do. But yeah, I help them manage. Been helping like booking on the side, and doing all their social media and all that good stuff. And lately, I've been getting into their finances and paying them, so they're extra nice to me lately now that I'm in charge of their payroll. So
There you go. Hey, everybody's got to be nice to a payroll guy. They ain't got no choice, really.
yeah. Cool. Well, I'll let you get back to them.
Thank you, Andrew. Just get a little showtime for Andrew there. He probably doesn't get much of that being in the background much.
Oh yeah. No, I definitely say it was very spontaneous how it did happen. I don't think I think I was just there at yeah, I was just there at the old 60 concert. And when I did, since I do play at this bar a lot, so I'm able to go back in the green room and meet some of the guys, which is really cool. But yeah, that's when I heard him mention that, and it's just been rolling since then. We contacted each other the next day and had our first meeting second day after that, and it's just been rolling since.
I got you. So, what's in the future plans for you guys? Are y'all planning a tour? Or?
Yeah, so we actually are. We're doing a spring tour. Finally, we've been wanting to do it. Our one of our biggest struggles is a lot of last minute gigs,
Yeah.
especially not just with us three, but even me and Payson. We would just over the past couple of years, just because we don't really have the biggest name out there yet, and it's a little bit harder. We're paying our dues right now. We do a lot of last minute stuff, and that's okay. We want to do that. We're the person that you do call when you want to have something last minute and be given an amazing show. That's what we're doing right now. But we finally want to have like a semester where we have everything planned so we can plan like where we're staying, if we need an RV, what we're like, what kind of set we want to do, just and not have it the week of. So yeah, we're doing a spring tour right now. We've been in contact with several really good bands and want to open up for them. Uh, that's one big thing we really want to do, but also do our own shows. And me and Payson would always give each year. We'd say we want to do one extra thing this year. Last year was actually getting the band rolling, and like I said, we finally come to the part where we have a really good drummer that comes to practice, that does everything we need him to do, and is also a really good friend of ours. But then our next goal is to have somebody open up for us. And what's really cool about that is he's actually my little brother in my fraternity. And he loves music too. So I've been able to kind of introduce him into the music world, at least in college. And so we're going to want to have him open up for us at a couple shows next year. But yeah, we're excited for the spring tour.
Awesome. Congratulations on getting that tour in and stuff like that. Is there any upcoming shows that y'all gonna be doing within the next couple of weeks? It's getting towards the end of the year, things like that. I didn't know if y'all had anything left.
We do. We have a show this weekend and at this place called Nona Pici. It's kind of like an Italian restaurant, but behind the restaurant they have a big garage with a bunch of games, and it's kind of a cool bar scene, and they have a good cool stage up there, so we'll be playing there the first, and then next week. You want to go off that lane, the Springfield?
Yeah, so we're actually doing Effingham.
Yeah,
Go off
so
that.
next weekend we're playing Effingham County, where I'm from, and they throw this big fall festival, and the headliner's Mark Chestnut. So we get to play for him. And then we have new music coming out this month. We hit the studio last week.
Yeah, yeah. So we've been recording some stuff finally. That's been a long process to finally be able to consistently make music. But our big thing is we're playing our first festival. Really excited about that. And what's cool about it is we've been able to go to where Payson his family is able to attend, and we played solidified shows where it's a lot of Payson's family being able to see him. We then, a couple weeks ago, were able to go to Thomasville, Georgia, which is where I'm originally from, and also play in Tallahassee, Florida. And a lot of my family was able to come see us, and now we're able to go to his hometown. So it's a cool circle to finally get everybody to have a little touch and have that home field advantage, be able to have their family finally watching us, just because it's hard that we're in college right now. But also the music thing with writing songs, that's been awesome. It's finally rolling. We finally got our chemistry where stuff is popping. It's been moving. I mean, me and Payson used to sit down. It was last semester. It was right before summer started. We would sit down and be like, okay, we're gonna sit down tonight. We're gonna drink some beer, have fun. It's nothing, no pressure, but we're just gonna write. We're gonna figure out something to write. We would sit there for maybe 3 or 4 hours and get not one verse done. And we realize it's like, yes, we can plan writing sessions, but it's more of we need to practice and be with each other so much that we just have stuff start flowing. So these 3 songs that we just wrote were all just more just spontaneous in the moment. I came home from school one time. I just got done with a clinical, and I walk outside and I hear Payson playing. I'm like, give me this kind of beat. I'm feeling this right now. About an hour, we came up with a whole song. Next song, we were in practice. Payson started doing his little thing he does on the electric. Michael starts coming in, and then I just start mumbling words. Came up with that song in like 20 minutes. So it's actually where our chemistry is getting so high that it's able to, and we're with each other so much that these spontaneous songs are just coming to us, and it's just flowing, and it's natural, and it's what a songwriter wants. Because I was stuck in a writer's block for like 6 months because I just would want every song to be perfect. But we finally just have fun with it, and it's been rolling.
That actually took care of my next question for you guys. I was going to ask y'all if y'all have got any studio
Hey.
time. There you go.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there any way that you can shine a little light on those? Tell the folks what to watch out for or what to be ready for.
Yeah, for sure. So our main focus as of right now is to almost feel the vibe of every single genre. We want to have the crowd and the fans be connected to, like, at least have one person that's listening feel a connection to our shows and even to our songs. So one that we just made, it's called Rider. That was the one we were in the room just practicing, and we started going, and I was just like, way down in Mississippi, he was thrown in the lines, and then we just kept going, and we just started throwing words in there. I was just making up words at first, and then we're like, okay, let's write this song about a guy going for a girl, but the girl's crazy. Pretty normal how it goes, and just something to relate to. Then we made more of a fun, upbeat song, and then I have a song that I wrote before I got into the band, but the band finally made it a full song that I called "Just Breathe." Uh, and that has more of the George Strait vibe to it, more of the Merle Haggard, more of the old time country feeling. And we're just honestly gonna keep releasing all those different kinds of songs and just seeing what the people love the most and what we love the most. Because I feel like at the end of the day, we need to keep doing what makes us happy. And so yeah, I think that's where our advantage lies, is that we can play so many different genres, and we're good at it. I believe that we're very good at it, and we're going to keep at it, and that's where I think we differ from most bands.
Awesome. That being said, man, really, whenever it comes to writing songs and stuff, does it just seem to come natural with you? Like, who do you use to inspire yourself whenever you write your songs?
Yeah, so I've had a lot of inspiration. It's not been just really one specific person, but it's more just the genre of how I feel when I listen to the song. So when I first started, when it was just me and my acoustic guitar, I listened to more people that was more the folk country. It's all been revolved around country. That's the kind of music I want to make. But the folk country where it's more explaining the imagery, where you have a feeling when you do listen to those kind of songs, and you're able to kind of create your own picture in your head. Um, if it's a love song, if it's a fun song, no matter what it is, to be able to actually have that imagery and feeling. Um, I just chase it every day. I love when a song makes me feel a certain kind of way just with the lyrics. And then also, since I've been in a band, Payson, he's been getting on to me forever. He's like, we got to do some more rock stuff. We got to do some more heavy stuff. And I finally budged into it, and I fell in love with it. We've been doing stuff like War Pigs, Bad to the Bone, all that kind of stuff, Seven Nation Army. So then we were able to start kind of going off of those kind of songs, and I'm able to get a little touch of everything that I like. I can have the slower stuff, I can have the full on rock songs, and then I can have more of the contemporary where it's more of those George Strait, even the new stuff, Treaty Oak Bible, just all those kind of vibes.
Right. So whenever y'all are playing together at bars and stuff right now, whenever y'all get done playing, do y'all sit around and talk a little bit about, man, I can't wait for this day to come, for for this to happen? What I'm getting to is, what is your goal? Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
A band on tour, this being the only thing we do. I think I another thing that I think separates us is our discipline and our love for it. You see a lot of bands, they're good, that they like it, and it's working for them, but we love it. We get mad, like we have our moments where we get mad at each other, where we complain, and it's because we're so into it. We want to be the best that we can. Like Payson says, we suck until we don't. That's what we keep telling ourselves. Like, yes, we know we're good, but we can always improve. So, in 10 years, we want to be selling out arenas. We want to be selling out stadiums. We want to, we want to look back and look at the crowd and have them singing our songs back. Because I've even on some of the gigs when we're singing a song and it's not even my song, but they're singing the words back to me. Like I'll step back and stop singing. I'll tell all them to stop. I'm like, hey, stop playing. Just let the crowd be involved. Let them sing this part of the song. Like I get chills every single time that happens, and I don't even know what I'd do if it was one of our songs and I had a whole stadium sing it back to me. And that's our goal, and we will get to it. It's not a if, we will get to it because of how disciplined we are and how much we're in love with music. And I think that's going to take us right where we need to be.
I got you. Whenever people come and see the Red Oaks live, it may be at, a fair or at a dive bar somewhere. What do you want them to think? What do you want them to feel?
Honestly, I just want them to have a great time listening to music, something they can relate to.
There you go.
Yeah, I feel like relating. Did you want to say something?
I was gonna say, I mean, with some bands, I mean, you got heavy rock bands, and of course, they want their fans to feel like they want to run through a door and kick somebody's tail. But I feel like with us, we just you're at a bar and you want to hear good music, and you just want to be happy, have a good feeling in your soul, and I think that's a message that we want to put out when we're playing. Just happiness and just feeling good to your soul.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really good point. Just because we don't we want them to be happy, but we also want them to feel like they're a part of it.
Yeah.
We don't want them to feel that we're no bigger than them just because we're up on this stage. We want to be personable with them. We want them to relate to it. That's why I was talking about earlier, just all the different kind of genres. At least one person in that crowd is going to be able to feel like they're a part of it. We have pace in some gigs. Our last gig at Nona, he got off the stage and just sat with everybody while he was playing his electric. He played it behind his back, let everybody get close to him and see what was going on. Like just the part of feeling like you're with us, not just that you're here to watch a band play. We want you to feel like you're a part of the Red Oaks, which we do feel like our fans are.
Lane, let's go back to your first gig. whenever you were solo. How was that?
Oh, I was nervous. So I went back. It was my freshman year of college. So for that summer, I went back home to stay with my mom, and it was over the summer, so I had to travel back to Statesboro, and I lived in the dorm that previous year, so I didn't actually have a place to stay. So I stayed with one of my buddies, Cade, who's been with me, been day one with me since the beginning. He comes to all my stuff before he graduated, and he would consistently support me. Um, I sat on his couch for probably about 6 to 8 hours. I was just going through all the lyrics, all the songs, the timing, because I've never done it before. And I was so nervous on like before when I first started, I always was like, what are people gonna think? They're listening to every single word I'm saying. Um, so yeah, I was pretty nervous. A lot of my friends traveled from where they live, and they came and supported me. I had a good amount of them there. They were about my only fans there, but it was awesome. They made me feel comfortable, and the gig went great. I practiced a lot for it, and my effort showed. But I definitely needed them there at that moment.
I got you, Michael. How was your first gig?
Um, so they kind of threw me in for a loop. It was
Right into the deep end.
we played Blue Room, which is the most popular bar in Statesboro, and we played Syllabus Week. And I was nervous, and I was pacing the green room for like an hour before we went on, and I could not stand still. I was so nervous, but when we got on there, about 3 songs in, I locked in, and then it was fun from then.
There you go. Payson, you got anything you'd like to add to all that?
I guess the first gig I played with Lane, going back to where we had practice that first day, and then he asked me if I wanted to play a gig that night, and I also sang with him, and I never sang. That was like the first time I think I've ever sang in front of somebody. He was like, "You're singing tonight. You're doing it." I'm like, "No, I'm not." He's like, "You got it. You got it." So we played at this bar called Southern Social and played on the patio, and I was a nervous wreck. I shaking. Didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but ended up persevering, and it was a good gig overall.
I got you, Lane. How did it feel? Uh, going from a single man show, just solo show, to getting Payson, and then y'all got Michael. How did that feel to you to just see the transition going from a solo to now a band?
Yeah. So like I said, when I first started, it was just me, and I enjoyed it. I didn't know anything else. But when Payson did come up to me that night, I was like, I'm doing good on my own. I don't know if I'm really gonna need somebody else. Just because I wasn't thinking that far ahead. And each person that's been added to the band has just made it into a full full experience. So it's like I had Payson, and it created that good feeling of having that little solo on the back end part of it, and just creating more of a feeling to that song. And then we finally found a drummer, so we got tempo now. And then when we get that bass, we got more of a umph to it. And it was kind of cool how it went from just me to Payson to Michael, and then we have a bassist as well, and it just fills out the whole entire scene of it, and it's a great feeling.
I got you. Do y'all have plans to add anybody else? At least another guitarist, or maybe a backup singer, or
Yeah, so Andrew wants to get us another rhythm player. So if you're out there, let us know. Because I do the rhythm right now, and I also sing, so it makes me have to stay stationary on some songs. Um, and a big thing for us is I want to get out into the crowd, because I want to be a part of the crowd. I want them to feel like they're a part of our gig, and it's a little difficult sometimes when I'm stuck behind the mic having to stay with my guitar.
I got you. Going back to your first recording that we just talked about a little bit. How did that feel whenever you first got into the studio as a complete band and y'all started working together and recording that song?
Um, I would say we had played that song maybe a couple times, and our first time ever being in a, I guess, a professional-ish studio is definitely a challenge. And after about 3 hours of recording, we all wanted to kill each other, but um, we made it through, and we made it to what we loved. And I think after that whole recording session, we were pretty satisfied with what we got.
Yeah, I would definitely say, because I recorded a couple songs on my own before the band, and we sat there for like 10 hours, and I fell in love with it. Um, it's awesome being in that studio environment. It feels more professional. It feels real, and then it was even better with the band just because it's like what's so cool to look at is like we created this, and now we're recording it, and we get to pick out which things we want to fix and stuff like that. But it's like we're recording to what everybody's gonna hear, and being in that environment, it's just a stepping stone. It's like we've worked so hard. Now we're in this professional environment, and it's honestly it's one of my favorite things about being in the band is getting in that recording studio because everybody's in a creative mindset. There's some things that we'll have in the song that people will make up while we're in the studio that we've never even done, and it's just the main, and it'll be the best part of the song. It's just being in that creative mindset is a really good feeling.
I got you, Michael. You got anything you want to add in on it?
Yeah, I
First
was
time in the studio.
first time in the studio. I was just taking it in. It's very surreal. I thought I'd be doing pest control the rest of my life, and thought I'd never be at this point in my life. So I was just taking it all in.
I got you. And y'all got the fair coming up. When was that again?
It's Saturday the 8th.
Saturday the 8th. And who is it that y'all are opening for?
Mark Chestnut.
Mark Chestnut. How do y'all feel about opening up for him? Y'all excited? Y'all nervous?
I'm excited. I grew up listening to him and finally get the opportunity to open up for him in my hometown. So all my family friends, all gonna be out there. So it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, that's kind of strange coincidence. Yeah, I must say. But man, let's talk about some of y'all's past shows. What is your most remembered moment on stage? What is something that you're never gonna forget from one of them shows?
Like it was about a month ago now. We got to open up for Congress the band. They sold out the Blue Room on the inside. It was a ticket show. I think they sold over was it 800 tickets,
Yeah.
and we got to open up for them. We got the call the day before, and we played one original. Every single song was a cover. Other than that, and but I could hear the crowd in my in ears overlaying, and it was just crazy. Thought I'd never be in that moment.
I got you. Y'all ain't seen nothing crazy yet.
No, not really.
Really? So everybody behaving.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Anything crazy? What is your most remembered moment? Something that you're never gonna forget while being on stage?
I remember when it was just me and Lane. And when you're up on a pretty big stage just as a duo, it can be a little awkward. But we were having a heck of a show, and thing towards the end of the set, we were playing courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue. And we had girls up on guys' shoulders cheering. And I really remember that. It's like I thought that was awesome. How people were just getting so into it. And but yeah.
Got you, Lane. You got anything you want to add? You want to tell a story?
Yeah, I'd say for me is my moment is when we were opening up for this band, the Congress band. It was unreal. It's like we were called the day before, and we were already. And what's funny is Andrew, our manager, was talking about it. He's like, "Man, I would really want to do this gig. It'll be really good for us." And me and him were sitting here. It was a Wednesday. We were sitting here coming up with some content ideas. We were making some videos, and he left to go get some lunch and went to class. And the guy that books all of it texts me, and he was like, "Can y'all open?" And that's where our discipline comes in. Like we practice so much that you can call us last minute, we'll be ready. But we were up on that stage, and we were singing a song called "Wondering Why," and it's a crowd loves it. Crowd gets into it every time by the Red Clay Strays. And we were singing it. And that's when I like looked at all of them and I did my hands like that. I was like, hey, stop playing. That they're into it. Let's just let them sing it. And I stepped back from the mic and we went silent for maybe 20, 30 seconds, which is a long time in a song. And they were all singing it back to us. And that was like, that was when I was like, this is what I want to happen with one of our songs one day. And even just having them singing that cover back to us, to have the crowd that engaged and feel that a part of it was unreal.
Guys, let's talk about working together as a band.
I will say recently, I don't know if it's the healthiest therapy session, but we have marked on a calendar that every Tuesday we all go out as a band and drink together. But I think that's a good thing for us and helps build our chemistry even outside of the whole music, but it just gets us closer together.
Lane, you got anything you want to add in on that?
Yeah, for sure. So I'd say actually today we met together. It's just things have been tense lately. A lot's been going on, band wise and personal wise. Getting closer to the end of school year, so college has been a big thing for a lot of us, and it's kind of affected just how we're working together. And we sat down and we just talked about everything, and we figured out who has a problem with what, and we addressed it. And we came to the conclusion like, hey, we need to start meeting up like this all the time. Even doing we talked about doing a Bible study because we are very Christian, faith based. We love to we love to base it all off of that because we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have these passions. We wouldn't be um, doing everything we would be doing without God. And that's a big thing, especially for me, because that's how I grew up. And I knew that we wouldn't be where we were without Him. And it's come to the point where I'm glad finally God kind of knocked us in our head, be like, hey, just let you know I'm here. You're not going to be able to get through this without me. So yeah, that's been a big thing, and that's one of the things we're going to start establishing is that weekly or biweekly Bible study, just to keep us all in the loop with God, and to remember why we have these passions and what we're doing it for. And just what's crazy is when you do those kind of things, like you'll be learning about something you're mentally going through at that point, and it'll just help us in the long run. And we're not going to get anywhere without God. So if we don't continuously establish that thing, then it's not going to happen. And we realize that we pray usually before every gig, but every single gig we haven't prayed before, something's gone wrong. And that's been it's literally happened every single time we pray before a gig. It's one of our best gigs. We don't, something happens. Something happens. So that's a big thing we're focusing on.
Now, talking about something going wrong at gigs. Did y'all pray before the Athens gig?
No.
Well, what's a little backstory on that? I kind of say both of y'all kind of perk up and shake your heads no.
Well, it was just one thing after another. Getting the whole crew all together at the same time, getting ready, having our practice before our gig, and so we show up and it's an all right setup for us to set us up on, and then we have these tents that are over us, and well, first of all, it was a rainy day that day, and playing outside in the rain, that's always going to pose a challenge. And so with those tents being over our heads, we were playing with monitors and everything, and it's just the feedback, having a bad time with feedback, and having to stop for a second, cooperate, move tents, make sure nothing's getting wet. But I would say that was our biggest challenge, was the weather and feedback, the monitor feedback. I would say those are the hardest challenges.
So, Lane, you want to talk about your black eye?
So this was during the Athens gig. There wasn't really a thing going our way, like he said. it would start raining, and this is when we were full monitors. We weren't in-ears. We've switched to in-ears, which have helped a lot more. But when we get put in those tight situations, those monitors weren't really doing the best, and that's not a venue or a fraternity error. That's more of our error, and we finally learned that. So the in-ears is what we're going through. But no, everything was just going wrong that gig, pacing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a tarp kind of over my guitar, just to try to keep it out the rain. And I went to go grab it, and the strings are kind of poking up, and I didn't see like the head of the guitar, and so I grabbed that, and I had a string go through my thumb into my bone, so that didn't help too much.
Yeah, that was one thing. And we got Michael over here sweating his ass off because I mean, we didn't have a fan for him. We're investing in a fan, but he's sitting there sweating his ass off. And then so my string popped, and I knew it was going to happen. And my string popped. I didn't have time to restring it, so I just grabbed another guitar. I was putting it over my face really quick, and I banged my eye, and it just immediately whelped up, which is literally the lamest story to get a black eye. I had about 30 people ask me the following week, "Hey, what happened to your eye?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, just something happened." So I didn't want to say I just hit I just hit my head with my own guitar, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
how that
And
that's how that happened.
that also didn't help because the next week we had press photos, and every single photo he had a black eye in it.
But it looked cool.
I would have told story, kind of cool going along with my next question I got wrote down right here is girls versus lane. I heard that girls always want to be around you. They want your attention anytime you're playing.
Lane is a ladies' man.
Well, I mean, you had an awesome story lined up right there. You could have been like, yeah, I was at the blue room. Some frat guys didn't like me flirting with their girlfriend, and I fought all three of them. You think this is bad? Look at those guys.
It's like, yeah, you should see the other guy.
Right?
Yeah, so on that, I try to get into it as much as I can. I get up on if there's a little bar separating us, I get up on that, try to get into it. I actually have a girlfriend. She's been one of my main supporters. She's been there for everything I do. She comes to every single gig. And I had a talk with her. I was like, I am in the entertainment business. I'm gonna have to entertain some people and keep the show going. And she said she gets it. And every time I get into it, I look at her, give her a little thumbs up, or make sure that I know she's right there. But no, she's been a great support for me. She keeps me going. She's one of the main reasons I keep going. So little shout out to her.
I got you. And and since we're on that topic, what are some things that you deal with fans? What are some things that y'all hate or don't like from the fans while y'all are performing?
Yeah, no, it's all been our fans have treated us very well. The one thing that gets me, and this isn't even something I get mad about, but uh, they'll be like, "Can you play this song?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. I've never really heard it." And they're like, "Oh no, you could sing it though. Like your voice can do it." I'm like, "You want us to take a little break real quick for next 30 minutes and practice a song?" Like a lot of people do, and I love that they think that. But a lot of people do think uh, that we can just know a song, just immediately start playing, and I do believe that we'll get to that point one day. But yeah, it's just I can't just come up and we can't just produce a song immediately during a gig, right in that moment.
I got you. And going back to your future plans and stuff like that. Y'all are planning on doing that tour next year. Y'all gonna stay together in hotels, or y'all gonna buy a tour bus, or how are y'all gonna go about that?
We want to try to get an RV. I mean, probably a rental RV to start. But I would say hotels, we want to go ahead and, all right, say we got this gig a couple months out, let's go ahead and get a hotel booked. So we don't have to worry about that the day of. But I would say we're looking more towards a tour bus and RV once we can get there. once all the cards are on the table.
I got you. What states are y'all mainly looking toward uh, doing a tour in?
I would say every state like surrounding Georgia. We want to go around like Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, South Carolina. We want to be around all those states.
Okay, so are y'all just planning on starting south, like in Florida, and then working your way back up and then back towards home, or?
Really, whatever takes us. We're willing to do anything, and yeah, we're doing the surrounding states, but we're willing to go anywhere. Honestly, we love it so much. We love being on the road. Yeah, it's stressful at times, but if we have a planned thing and we're like, hey, we're going to Louisiana for this day. We got a 10-hour ride there. We'll make the best of it. We're willing to do it. We're willing to go anywhere. We love it so much. We strive for it wherever place wants to take us that we can show our music to, show our originals, be able to play those covers. We're just obsessed with it at this point.
I got you. How do y'all think about living together? Y'all looking forward to that since y'all can get more practice time in, or?
Yeah, we are. It's one of those things when we look for band members. When me and Payson first started, it's and we talked about it too, and it's more of a can you live with this person? Because if you can't with the goals that we have, because this isn't just a temporary thing. We love what's going on right now, and wouldn't want anything other than what's going on. But for the future, you gotta know that we're gonna be living with each other. We're gonna be on the road consistently with each other 24/7. So that's a big thing we look at when we get a new band member or get somebody added to our team is, do we think we can handle living with each other 24/7?
Mm. What about some of the difficulties that y'all have noticed, like from social media or difficulties during shows? What are some of those that y'all have had to learn to deal with?
Well, I can preach on a social media. It's hard. We're just at that day and age where social media is how you get there. How it was back then is just not how it is now, and you got to adapt and accept it. It's who's the best and who's going to adapt. A lot of people can say, if it was like the old days, we'd be here, but it's not the old days. We're in the social media world, so we consistently do content, and yeah, it does suck. We spend hours on something and might get a few hundred likes or not even that. And yeah, it does sting a little bit, but it's the consistency. And you can tell who's consistent, and we are consistent, and we'll have a video here and there do very well. And that's all we're looking for, because it's honestly one day one of those videos will spike, and that can be the one that gets us rolling. And we do have fun making content. It's just about being ourselves and just enjoying it and learning those new songs. So.
Right. I was on TikTok earlier, actually, speaking of social media, and one of y'all's videos popped up. It wasn't singing or anything like that. It was Payson acting like his guitar with a machine gun. So yeah, that popped up on my thing earlier. I seen that. I'm like, what? I thought it was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, and that's a big thing we're trying to do too. It's like, yeah, we are a band, and what was hard for me at first is like, we're a band. We should just be singing music, but the world we are in now, we gotta do that funny content, and it's fun. Those things are fun, like Payson getting into it, acting like he's shooting a bunch of deer, shooting whatever. Like that stuff, that stuff's fun. Makes the practices a little bit more lighthearted. So
Yeah, and I feel like people love seeing like the personality of a band. Like,
yeah.
they just don't want to see like a boring a group of. I mean, yeah, you could be extremely talented, but you need the personality. You got to put that. And I think now in this day of age, a lot of people look for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, boy, I'll be singing. I'll practice a song for so long and think I hit every right note, and that video will not do anything. But you get Michael up on the front, you have him for the first 3 seconds of the video, people are gonna say every single time.
Michael, you got anything you'd like to add? You got any stories?
Um,
Yeah, you do. Come on. You guys.
Come on, Mike. Come on.
You
Come
got
on.
You got it. You got it.
One time, I'll let him add on to this, but we play this song called "Run Your Mouth" by Gavin Adcock, and we do the little thing where we pause in between before we hit the last chorus, and he's supposed to shotgun a beer.
Yeah, talk about meeting Gavin because he's wearing a shirt too.
Yeah, I got to meet him when he came to Blue Room a couple weeks ago. It's the biggest show Blue Room's ever played. And I got backstage, talked with him about 30 minutes, having a great time. Went do a group shotgun and his security kicked me out. And that was the second time they kicked me out that night.
Second.
But also, what he's not telling you is during our gig, it was his time. We practiced it. We were like, all right, you're gonna shotgun during this little break. And he gets up. Was it our first gig?
Yeah, so it was syllabus week. I hadn't shotgun in a while. And Lane gave me this little shotgun tool. You know, it's hot in there, I'm sweating. Time comes, the lights are on me, everybody's looking at me. Took me about 40 seconds to pop the beer open. Drop the tool, pick it up, everybody's just looking at me, and I finally get it, and then the crowd just starts going crazy.
Yeah,
He's just shaking.
I'm standing there. I'm standing there. I say my last. I sing the last lyric, and I hype everybody up, and I'm like, all right, y'all, everybody, look at Michael, and he's sitting there, and he's just sitting there struggling.
I think he dropped. Didn't he drop it at one point?
Yeah, I dropped
Yeah,
it a
he
couple
drops the
times.
keys. He drops the keys, and everybody's just like, it's getting quiet, and I have to look at everybody again.
Arms are heavy.
I'm like, come on, everybody, give it up for Michael. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's not gonna be able to do it. We're just gonna have to. He finally got it though, so
So
it worked out.
now Andrew will be off stage, have the beer open ready for me.
Yeah,
So
There
that
you
doesn't happen no more.
we got to teach him the shotgunning skills.
Hey, Moody, you said you saw that video of Payson with the guitar, but you didn't even like it. It's kind of fake.
Yeah, what's up with that, man?
I thought I liked it. My bad, guys. I just get in that scrolling mood.
Are you getting that? What is it called? The
Doom
doom
scroll.
scroll. You start doom scrolling.
Yeah, I get into a doom scroll mode, and I'll be like talking about a video that I seen just like a minute ago. Be like, hold on, I'll go find it, and I can't find it nowhere. I don't save it. I don't like it. I'm just, dang, I lost it.
I've done that so many times I can't count. It's like, oh, I love this video. Let me show you real quick. And I never liked it. It's like, oh man, no.
It's like you're trying to remember, something you could look up to find it again,
Yeah.
and then sometimes you don't want to look that up. Be questionable. But going back to Michael and shotgunning, Michael, if y'all ever do a gig around here, I will come to it and I will get on stage and I will shotgun a beer with you.
Do it.
All right, sounds good. What do you have, Mr.
I have
Sister?
another memorable moment. It was one time me and Payson were playing, and we had it was syllabus week, which is when it's the first week of school, and all you're given is the syllabus. So every single night you go out. So me and Payson, we had 6 shows that week.
Yes.
6 shows that week, and on the last one, I was like, okay, this is it. We're gonna have because we were pretty calm on the other ones because I had to save my voice, had to prepare for the next one. But on the last night, it was Friday. We're like, we're gonna go crazy for this one, and it was just me and him. All of a sudden, we get about an hour and a half in the gig. I have my shirt off. I don't even remember where it went. He took his shirt off, and I didn't see, but somebody put it like up behind me. And I thought somebody stole my shirt, and I'm walking around the whole bar shirtless, like just who's got my shirt? Who's got my shirt? And I'm literally the only person, and it's not Halloween, it's not nothing. It's just you just look at me and I'm just completely shirtless. And it's funny because the sound guy that does that, he asks me every single time, every single gig since then, if I'm gonna take my shirt off. He's like, "Oh, you gonna do it again? You gonna do it again?" So I just thought that was a pretty good one.
That was a good one. I've got a couple of stories about losing clothes.
Yeah.
I had some other stories that go along with why I lost my clothes.
Was it tequila?
Do what?
Tequila.
You know, tequila makes your clothes fall off, but vodka Red Bull makes his clothes fall off.
Yeah, well, I don't know what I was drinking at this point. I got one story, and well, it was down in South Florida at this bar. It was karaoke night, and I was already hammered. You know, whenever karaoke started, so I get up there. I'm singing my George Jones. I'm I'm doing my thing. I get done. I go back and sit back at the bar, and the bartender goes, "Hey, I just had two girls order these drinks. Do you want them?" They got up and left. Sure, I'll take them. I don't know what they was, and I don't want them again for sure. I drank both of them, and it was like I got hit by a train. I was done for. And she cut me off after, and I begged her for just one more beer. I said, "Just give me one more for the ride home." She goes, "You can't leave the bar with it." I'm like, "You ain't gonna see me leave if you give it to me and pay my tab off." And she goes, "You're not getting another beer." I was like, "Fine, I'll just go to the store." So I left, went to the gas station, got more beer.
Yeah, Jason did the same thing the other day. He found some girl's fruity beer drink and gave it to me, and it was not too good.
It was like one of those. We went to creature conference, and I was feeling it. Like usually when I get pretty drunk, one eye starts going that way, the other one's.
Oh, so I've got a fellow lazy eye drunk member, right?
Oh yeah, I get a bad lazy eye, and so I guess when I was looking up at that menu, both my eyes were going that way, and I was a fruity beer, and so I started drinking. And I'm like, God, told Mighty, this is terrible, and I give Andrews his, and he's like, "What is this?" I was like, "I don't know. I didn't ask for no fruity thing," and it was under the whole label, fruity or like, yeah, fruity IPAs. I was like, "Oh, well, that explains it."
Oh, yeah, the IPA. You know, I going back to TikTok and doom scrolling reminded me of a video. Dude's like, if you ever wonder what an IPA tastes like, this is it. And he bites an orange, then he flips the camera, and it's just him licking a tree, and he goes, "And that's what an IPA tastes like." I'm like,
I mean, he's
"You're
not wrong.
wrong."
No, he's not wrong. That's some I do like some IPAs, but I mean exactly like you said, it is like biting the orange with the peel on and they're licking a tree. Yeah,
It's like them Voodoo Rangers. I don't see how anybody can drink a Voodoo Ranger.
I
I,
do like I do like a
I,
sweet I do like a Sweetwater 420, but I can only have like one or two, and then they start kind of getting a little old on me. Then I have to switch over to like a Miller or a Bush or
there you go. Yeah, see, I do recommend Miller.
Miller's a good beer.
Absolutely. If you
It's
don't mind paying a little extra. Now, if you want to go cheap and still decent beer, go with Bush Light, but beware of the heartburn.
Or if you want to spend a lot of money on some water, drink Michelob.
There you go.
I tried going with Gavin. All he had was Tall Boy Miller Lights.
Yeah.
Let's stop get down.
Yeah, but I'll get up there when it talk the other two into shotgunning with us. That way, it's the full band.
Oh yeah.
Some random dude.
Jason's done it during Run Your Mouth. I think it was syllabus week. He had a solo and he started
I was chugging a beer and soloing at the same time, but I thought that was pretty cool.
There you go. Yeah, I'll get up there, especially if it's anywhere around here, because I could tell quite a few people and see if I can get some people to go to the shows and stuff like that. I won't announce anybody, or tell. Let me put it this way: I won't tell anybody the plan to shotgun the beers or whatever. Hey, Lane, you're also going to be shotgunning the beer with us, just so you know. But
Live? Are we shotgun a bun beer right now?
no, I'm planning for the show. No, I'm out. My wife.
One of my next goals while I'm playing, I want to try to chug a glass bottle beer. I want to try to chug one of those and then start trying to play slide with it.
There you go.
That's one of my goals for a little bit more entertainment for the people. I'm sure they would love that.
Have you been practicing that any with the glass bottle slide? Have you practiced
So
yet?
I've been doing it with the old vaporizer. It works pretty good, but I need to start practicing more with the beer bottle. I've done it a little bit here and there, but I need to really get into it and try to practice that.
Yeah. Or you could be like me and have guitar, mandolin, a banjo, harmonica, and you don't know how to play any four. They just said I am working on learning the mandolin. I will say that.
It's like I can play a little bit mandolin, but you ever played a ukulele?
No.
Well, I was gonna say it's about the exact same as the ukulele, but it's basically your 12-string version of a with your 6-string guitar, you got a 12-string guitar, and then you got ukulele, which is 4 strings, and then mandolin's 8. So it's basically all the same. It's the same concept. But it's fun. It's not too hard to get into. But it is a fun little instrument to play.
Yeah. I just gotta do what y'all were talking
It,
about was discipline. I gotta discipline myself to, have time to learn that because I have no discipline when it comes to that.
Do you have a kid?
I do. Did y'all just hear him in the background?
Yeah, we did. We did.
He's mad. They just got back.
he's mad that you're not playing the mandolin.
That's what it is. I do have a kid. He's 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all?
I hope not. Oh. I don't think so.
You'd be like Michael. I guarantee Mike's got like 6 kids.
Yeah, Mike.
That he just hasn't told us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he ain't told y'all. He's avoiding that alimony and child support. He's actually 36. He just shaves.
Hey, he's got a whole another second life.
Yeah, he is. Guarantee it. It looks like he's living an alter ego.
Oh,
But is there any advice that y'all could give somebody that's looking to get into country music?
That is a very good question.
I would say love it, don't force it, but you gotta stick with it. You can't if you really want to do it and really want to get into it, you gotta be consistent. You cannot there's no breaks. You can't take a break, or you'll lose it. But I would say that you got to be consistent and you got to keep your love for it.
Right. Mike, what you got to say about that? You've been quiet over there in the corner.
Stay consistent with it. I mean, that's the thing that's helped me the most. I mean, I get burnt out sometimes, and then just keeping with it.
I guess Lane, I guess.
Am I talking too much?
No, you got the most advice that you could probably give somebody, though, don't you?
Yeah, I would say, like Payson said, it's keeping the love for it. That's the main goal. But also there's always 2 sides to it. Like just like in high school or when you're doing these sports, there's moments where you're in practice and you're like, I hate this isn't gonna work. And then you get to that game and you see why everything was going the way it was supposed to go. Like when I started, I fell in love with it, but I didn't stop. And it's being able to be open to new people. That's a really big thing. That's one of my main pieces of advice. Just be open. You need to be able to take somebody new in and learn with them. Let them be able to teach you. Don't think that you know everything. Learn something new from each single band member that you take on. That's a really big part of it. And I always say God's the number one. If it's not glorifying him and you're not doing something that's glorifying him in the end, it's not going to work. You need to keep that base sense that God is the one that got you here and he's the one that's going to get you through it. So don't expect anything else. You're not going to do it on your own. Nothing's going to happen like that. But yeah, like everybody said, consistency. It's the main thing. It sucks practicing 2 to 3 hours when it becomes a job. I think that's been the main thing with us that we're really trying to figure out. Because it used to be everything was for fun. Nothing big was in the lineup. So it's like not too much was going into it, but now we're trying to be the best we can. Now struggles are starting to happen, but that's the biggest part of success is struggles. So being able to adapt to those struggles and love the struggles. That's another thing. Love the failures. Be in love with not being the best all the time because you're going to learn from it. As long as you have the mindset of next time that's not going to happen, or we're going to get better from this situation, then it'll be okay. So failure is a big thing to be okay with, as long as it doesn't happen consistently.
Yeah, and I will go off of what he said about you can't think that you're the best, and you gotta be humble because there's always somebody better than you. But you also have to be open to learn. I think that's a big thing that I've learned is um I, I am not the best guitarist. I mean, I'm decent, but I can always there's always room for improvement and there's always time to learn. And I think with some people who are pretty good, it's a good mindset to have that there is always something to learn. Because I've been playing for 10 years and I'm still learning new stuff on the guitar every single day. Uh, but I did want to go off of that from what you said.
You know, seeing something whenever you started out solo, and now you're up to here, and now you got a band, and now you got fans coming to watch you play and things like that. How does that feel seeing something build?
First off, I would say, like I said from the beginning, I never planned to do this. This wasn't ever one of my goals. Like I always liked music, but now it's got me rethinking everything. I can't see myself get to this point where we're at now. Like I'm obsessed and in love with every single thing we do. Like I like the business part to it. I like the playing part to it. I like the writing part to it. There's nothing that I don't like with this music in the music industry. I'm in love with all of it, and it's built me to become a person that wants to strive for more than just being a person that works a 9 to 5. I don't want to work a 9 to 5. That's not my passion. God hasn't given me that urge to want to do that. Not saying that's wrong for anybody else, but the urge He's given me and the passion I know that I have is in music. So when I see me first starting and get to the point where I'm at, it's just showing like God's put people in my life that I never thought I'd know. Like he let Payson come and introduce himself, and now he's been my electric guitarist for 2.5 years. I made a couple cold calls and got Michael to start playing with us. And on that point, a big thing for us with finding a drummer, we had some people that were a little nervous. That it's like, hey, we got a show in 3 weeks. We know the set list, and we're gonna practice it, and we got to be ready to perform one of the biggest shows we're going to play in our lives right now. I hope you'll be ready in 3 weeks. And we went through some troubles with some people, but then we got to Michael, and I was like, "Hey, are you good for this time frame? Like, it seems like people have been struggling with this time frame. What's going on?" Michael was immediately like, "Yep, let's do it." We practiced for maybe 5 to 6 hours, if that, every single night leading up to it. And it just really shows because a lot of people only see us on stage performing that, but they don't see what's coming on behind the scenes and how much effort we're putting into it. But from starting to now, being able to see that progress being made and to getting those consistent compliments, like people don't realize how much that means to us when we get those compliments of, hey, you did, even if it's a, hey, good job tonight. Like that means the world to us, and it just shows that our efforts working out. We're just really appreciative of everything that goes on right now. Our fans, our fans right now, even if it's 4 or 5 people at the moment at one of our gigs, well, we're gonna love it because they're coming there to watch us, and we're there to give them a show. So it's been an amazing roller coaster, but we've also learned a lot from it. But I wouldn't be where I was today if I didn't start off solo. So.
I got you. Payson, you want to add anything to that? How does it feel? You know, seeing from where you come into to now.
um, I guess I always think back from when I played with Will Mosley. We never actually played an official show. We just practiced, I would say, about 50 times. And I always itched just to have a good crowd in front of me. And so getting with Wayne and one step at a time, we were playing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger shows, and I think when we played at Congress, or opened up for Congress, it was just amazing for me to see like where we started off. We started off. Uh, where was our first gig at?
So
Social, and I think we may have had 20 people in front of us, and then opening up for Congress, we had almost 800 to 1,000 people in front of us. So it was just mind blowing to see all of our effort coming to fruition, and that's just something amazing for me.
that was a big word. That was a big word there at the end.
Yeah, that was a pretty good sized word.
But also adding on to that is one thing I continue to tell everybody is be appreciative of what we have in front of us, even if it's 6 people. 6 people, we need to put on a show for them just because those 6 people want to hear us. And it's about being humble. It's about being appreciative of where we're at in the moment. Zach Top sold his first ticketed show. He said he had 12 people come out. 2 years later, I'm pretty sure that's the time frame. He said that he was selling out a whole stadium. Like that's insane, and that's what I feel like makes the difference in a lot of bands is you can't get too ahead of yourself. You need to be appreciative of what's going on right now, and even if it doesn't show up and it's not what you expect, put on that performance. Act like there's a million people in front of you every single gig, and it'll come eventually. It'll come eventually. You got anything to add to that, Michael?
Michael, did you forget the question?
That's all right. I got Michael's own question if he's ready.
Good.
Are you sure?
Think so.
All right, going back to you meeting Gavin Adcock. Did you mention him about the band and stuff like that? How was that meeting him?
It was cool. Like we talked to him about the band. We showed him a couple TikToks, and he said like he would repost them. But he was giving us advice about everything. He was just really super cool about it.
Okay, with the being said, him giving advice, that brings me into my next question: has anybody ever told y'all something backstage that has stuck with you, advice wise?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to ponder this. for a
Yeah.
second.
I told them they sucked.
I will say that's, I mean,
Well, that goes along with what Payson says. We suck until we don't.
well, I got that quote. That quote actually came from Dave Grohl when he played with Nirvana. And I think to this day, I saw a documentary on him, and to this day, he still said that Nirvana was just a mediocre band. And you see how they are, I mean, how popular Nirvana is.
Right.
I will say, off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that anybody has said towards me in the green room or after a set. But I will say, nobody has ever come up to me and say, "Oh, y'all suck. Y'all are terrible." But
Moody, let's just say by the time they get back after the show, they're usually not remembering Moody.
yeah, we tend to like to drink it up a little bit after our shows.
Oh man, you got Michael there fumbling beers and keys sitting behind the gun.
Going off that, one thing I'll say is like I was able to open for Bryce Leatherwood, Mackenzie Carpenter, a bunch of people that are doing very good in the music industry right now. But one thing I will say that has probably given me the drive that I have now is Andrew. I have never had somebody tell me, and because people don't want to be mean, and I need somebody to be real with me. Everybody always says, "Hey, you did really good on this," and it's like, yeah, we might have an amazing show, but I'm not looking to just be told. I needed somebody to tell me, "Hey, you did good, but this could have been a lot better," and that sucked at first because I was like, "Who's this guy telling me like I'm not good at this when I've only heard good things?" But now we've gotten 10 times better just in the what do we say, month and a half?
Yep.
Month and a half being with each other. we've already improved on even behind the scenes stuff. We've improved just because we finally have somebody telling us, hey, y'all need to work on this. Y'all are not good at this part. Or Lane, you could go a lot higher on this, or you could go a lot, like, just doing different things. Like, I've never had somebody tell me that, and it's been an amazing ride just to have somebody say, hey, you need to work on this. You are not there yet. And I've already worked on a lot of those things, and stuff is already starting to improve. So I feel like that's been the most memorable thing for me, is just having somebody telling me, hey, you didn't do the best. And having somebody consistently say that is what we do need if we do want to be the best.
Yeah, that's honestly the best thing somebody can say, because you do. Lane is completely right. He's spot on with that. It's like, we know sometimes, yeah, we do mess up a little bit here and there, but you're gonna have the people that are always gonna be nice and say, "Oh my gosh, y'all are amazing," but we need the somebody being real and say, "Y'all did great, but y'all need to work on this or work on that." I think that's
Constructive,
something, yeah.
constructive criticism,
Construction, yeah.
construction management.
Constructive management, constructive criticism, yes. But yeah.
But it's being able to take that too.
Do
That's
I?
big. It's being able to take the constructive criticism.
Right. Absolutely. Gotta have a little bit of thick skin
Oh yeah.
from time to time. Michael, let's hear some advice that you were told whenever you started playing, or whenever you were backstage starting beef with Gavin Adcock.
Will be Nickelback sound guy, Zach Bryan, and Michael Campbell.
That dude said he got kicked out by security twice. What did you do? Jump a fence?
No, the Blue Room owner got me back there.
Do what?
Blue Room owner got me back there.
So just like little preface for you, Gavin has this new security guard. He's like 2 months to it, and like I tell you, it's the most like uptight thing you've ever seen. Like there's honestly like for Statesboro, Georgia was not needed. He went with him like everywhere he went, just like stuck by his side. And Michael had like an all access pass for the event and whatever, and he goes and shotguns a beer, and the guy comes and goes, "Nah, you got to get out." And Michael's like, "I didn't do anything," and
Like,
I'm sitting back there still with them, and they're like, "No, you can stay though." So
like
it's
it
just 'cause
makes
I'm
me
shooting.
it makes me mad at how good of a job he was doing.
It makes you mad at how good of a job the security guard was doing. Man, you're doing your job too good. Just go. Go away. No. I believe Michael jumped the fence. It was actually Michael who jumped the fence, and somebody photoshopped got Sora AI to put Zach Bryan instead of Michael. It was definitely Michael. Man, since we're on the subject of AI, I like to bring this up a lot, which is, how do you feel about AI songwriting?
Oh no.
No,
I've tried it. It did not go good.
Well, if it's I love music and I have a passion for music, and I think music should come from the human soul. I don't think it should just be AI generated. I think it should come from the soul, and that it's music in a lot of ways is some. You have a lot of artists who do have a hard time expressing themselves and whatnot, but their music or their art, it could be a painting or whatever. It's their soul talking to somebody. And that's I'm so against the AI
Yes.
music creation, because I do believe it's music should come from somebody's soul, and that's their soul talking to you.
I agree with that 100%. It's also very obvious
Yeah.
just because AI is going to be saying, I was drinking a beer and I saw a deer. Like, it's just too obvious. And it's not yours. Like, it's AI's. And that's sad that our world's come to that where you can't even tell what video's real or not. But one thing we're going to keep, no matter how advanced it goes, is we are going to be real. You're not going to have to question that. And it takes away the whole writing process. Like, it takes away of writing that lyric that you think sounds great, then somebody else says we should work on that, and then you turn it into something new, or vice versa. You come up with a lyric on spot and it sounds and it fits. It just takes away it literally takes away the whole process and takes away everything that's genuine.
Right. I completely agree with that. Like y'all said, yeah, I mean, y'all literally took the words right out of my mouth. It's not genuine. It has no feelings. It has no emotions. It don't know what it's writing about. It's writing about stuff that it's learned. It has no story.
Yeah, and it's a learning process too. Like if I were to if AI, where you can type that easily, was a thing when I started writing, then I wouldn't even be at the level and I don't even think I'm at a high level whatsoever with writing, but I wouldn't even be where I'm at if I did have something doing that for me, because because it's all about the creative process, and the creative process is a very hard thing to go about, because it's not just let me write these cool lyrics. What's hard, what a lot of people struggle with, is what do I write about? There's so many things to write about. You can literally write about a rock. And if you can figure out how to make that good, that takes time though. That takes time to learn how to process your emotions and to put it into something that people are going to be able to relate to and sing to.
Right. So I completely agree with that. Absolutely. But guys, I'm out of questions. To be honest with y'all, I'm completely out of questions unless Andrew has texted me some more.
No, I didn't. I've been doing my Duolingo.
Duolingo. So he's learning how to speak Spanish.
The francés.
Huh?
Okay, sure. All right, yeah, buddy.
Can I ask some questions?
Shoot, I have never been asked questions, so
So what got you into doing this?
man, I grew up spending a lot of time with my grandparents. So I listened to classic country, which is still the same taste I have today. And then I become part of that radio station I told y'all about. And I just started thinking and paying closer attention to, people on TikTok lives and stuff like that. And, I first had an idea for a podcast for me and my buddies to sit around and do this and drink and, shoot the bull. And I was going to name it Buds and Suds. That's what I was going to name that. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, why don't I do something, that I actually enjoy, that people are going to watch and listen to. And I've been watching Dylan Weldon. He was doing, country music facts and stuff like that. So, which I already knew a lot to begin with, but I started learning more and more and more from watching him. And then we kind of came out around the same time. He come out with his Drifting Cowboy podcast, and he's focusing on older country music singers and stuff like that. And I was gonna first focus on older and upcoming, but I noticed that nobody's giving these new guys, these upcoming artists, nobody's giving them time of day. So, I figured, these new guys need somebody, and that's how I started this, was to go after all the new guys.
Yeah, what would I got a question for you.
Uh,
Um, I'm in nursing school right now, and I'm not sure how I'm doing too well with my grades. And it's a big, if I'm being realistic with myself, it's a high chance that I'm not gonna be able to make it to next semester. And if I'm being real with myself, I want to say screw everything and just do music, because music's my passion. It's what I want to do. The only reason I want to do nursing is, the one, I have the urge for it. Uh, I feel like God didn't give me the urge to do it for no reason. I love to help people, but I feel like I can do that a lot more with music. Only reason I'm doing it is for a safe plan B for my future family, just so they're not relying on dad on his music career. Hopefully, it'll be at the point to where they don't even have to worry about that. We're doing a lot better. But what would be your kind of advice on that? Because personally, what I want to do is drop I'm on my fourth year. I've tried very hard, but personally, I just want to say screw it and do full on music. And I feel like that's a little bit of urge we all kind of have. We just don't want to say it.
you know, uh, which we're in two separate positions right now. I got a wife and kid, And so I think about them a lot of times with my decisions. You know, I'd love to be doing this full time. I'd love to be in Nashville right now on a week trip. You know, going to bars each night, listening to upcoming people like I was over the weekend. But my best advice for you would be, do you make enough from your shows to hold yourself up?
Um, are you specifically asking?
Yeah.
Um,
Right now, if you was to quit school right now, could
right
you
now,
make
I
an
make
end?
enough to pay for my bills and my fraternity dues, which is a good amount.
So you can make enough right now doing that.
Yeah, that's how I pay for everything is through music.
Okay. Which I always have a backup plan. I don't leave something unless I have something. If
Yeah,
that makes sense. I don't quit a job unless I have another job and I'm starting it the very next week.
yeah.
If that makes any sense.
We just talked about the Playboy United States of America.
What do you say?
Uh,
He's quoting what is that, J.D. Smith?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the political and economic state of the world?
Oh,
I think what we were talking
No,
about,
no,
that's
no,
a
no, he's
big
joking.
that's a big thing for all of us, just because like, I mean, Payson's doing school as well, and I mean, I can't speak for him, but I'm sure he's had that thought of what if we just did music. Michael's
I got somebody that did it.
yeah,
Uh,
Michael's told us
that I
what
become friends with.
every time. So if this makes more money and we're doing good, and he'll drop everything. So we're
That's the way I look at it. I mean, if you got something that you're still working towards, but you got something now that you're sure is gonna, be around for a good while and is able to right now hold you up on stable legs and stuff, as long as you got shows coming and stuff, then there's a quote that one of my buddies said. He's a buddy now. He was my ag teacher in high school. It's a quote, and it goes, "Whether you can or can't, you're right either way."
yep.
The stupidest quote ever, and I give him crap for it all the time. But if you really look at it and think about it, sometimes that quote does make sense.
I 100% agree.
Reason I said what I said is because I saw an Instagram post and it says libs are mad about the new White House renovations. And so it showed another portal there and said, I thought that was really funny. Or like a Top Golf at the White House.
Trying to think of something. It's like I look at it like the Pythagorean theorem. Do y'all use that?
Mhm.
A square.
So they still use that in school. I don't know. I ain't used that since geometry.
Still,
And that was high school.
But no, yeah, I think it's just hard because since we do all have other stuff going on, it's hard to because we can see it's hard because since we do have all this other stuff, it's like, what if we didn't have this other stuff? If we only had music, I feel like boom, we would take right off. But
What I would say is keep doing what you're doing, and until you have to make a choice. That's what I'm getting to. Until you have to make a choice, I either have to quit playing or I have to, get out of nursing school. That's what I'd say. Go until you have to make that strong, cut the head off a snake decision. Which that's kind of my plan with this. I'm gonna keep doing this, keep rock and rolling the same way I am until I get to where I have to make a decision.
I feel bad. You're gonna have to edit 2.5 hours. That's gonna be difficult.
No, you're gonna have to edit 2.5 hours.
Oh wait, we were for real about this?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Hey,
Still not the longest. The longest one was 2 hours and 49 minutes.
all right, let's go for another 20 minutes.
I do have.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you getting back on with us.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know, that was kind of my fault because I went blank minded on us, and I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't being entertaining enough. So that little 5 minute break definitely helped out a lot.
This is my first podcast I've ever done, so I'm definitely learning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I did. I've got Luke Combs, Luke Bryan, Carrie Underwood, Michael Jordan. It's about my 10th podcast. I'm just kidding.
Or number 6 for me.
Okay.
6 recorded. So I'm starting to
Podcast.
get into a good flow of things and able to figure it out now. Still working on figuring out the editing. I'm not
This is
really,
the best one though, right?
the what?
Best podcast, right? With the Red Oaks.
Say it one more time.
I said,
Yeah.
I was saying this is the best podcast we had, or you've had with the Red Oaks.
Oh, it's been very entertaining. I will say that. Very entertaining. And usually it's just one-on-one. So y'all are my first group podcast. And I appreciate all of y'all, you know, coming out. Even you, Andrew. But guys, if y'all don't mind, I'm gonna close this out and
All right.
then
We could do something like Michael doing the beat to one of our songs and pacing mouth and way down in Mississippi, thrown in the lines and up came this lady with a long tan line. Miss her town, man, she worked through the night. And little did he know she was the devil in disguise. Cause she's a soul rider tonight.
Yeah.
y'all just dead stop. Michael dying. You good? You gonna make it?
Fake Mike over here might have a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, I'm good.